to the Evening Reader. My name is Priscilla, and I'm here today, Friday, to do a quick check-in. And yeah, we're getting ready to leave for our visit to the States tomorrow. So I'm gonna have some videos scheduled, hopefully, to appear over the next couple of weeks. And I've got a bunch of tag videos that I've done. So I wanted to check in today to just do like a reading catch up. The tag videos, I got tagged by Melinda at Web of Stories to do the Evolution of a Reader tag. And I got tagged by Angelia to do another random book question tag. I think that's the name of the tag. Angelia reads and rereads. And then I have done the quarter year book crisis tag or quarter year crisis book tag, or anyway, that one I just tagged myself on so that you can just hear about my not that great quarter of a year so far. Anyway, I hope to get those scheduled and up, and yeah, I'm gonna try to visit and comment as much as I can while we're away when I've got some downtime, but it probably won't be as much as usual. But I will definitely try to get around to visit other people and see what's going on in the community. Yeah. Today, yeah, thought I would just catch up on where I am. And you can tell I'm kind of flustered and not prepared, but I wanted to get this in and do this really quickly before we go. I finished this book. I finished The Silent Woman, Sylvia Plath and Ted Hughes by Janet Malcolm. This is for People April. And this is not a biography of Sylvia Plath and Ted Hughes. This is the biography of their biography, if you will. And this was published in 1994. And Janet Malcolm was very interested in doing this, in particular because a Sylvia Plath biography had been released by somebody that she had a sort of acquaintance with that she'd gone to school with. And the book was called Bitter Fame, and it was written by a writer named Anne Stevenson. And it was actually supposed to be sort of a definitive biography, and it was one of the only biographies where they had the biographer had the cooperation of the Hughes family and of Olwen Hughes in particular, but apparently that it didn't go well. And the book was not well received at all. So Malcolm wanted to understand why the Hugheses, what they were doing, why they were trying to sort of control the narrative around Sylvia Plath and Ted Hughes by not giving access to biographers, giving biographers access to Sylvia Plath's works, to her papers, to her journals, to the things that still existed, or refusing to give interviews and things and the like, let them talk to people. It was just kind of contentious always. And then when they finally did, it didn't work out very well. So Janet Malcolm kind of goes and does this investigation of the biography, like how does it work and what does it really mean, and what kind of stories get told, and what does it mean to have your story told when you're not there to control it, or even when you are there to control it. So it's really, it's really a close look at how biographies work by taking a very close look at the biographies that existed up to 1994 of Sylvia Plath, and also her letters and her journals, which were published by the Hugheses, Ted Hughes and his sister Olwen Hughes, who actually was the literary executor of Plath's estate up until sometime in the early 90s, I believe. So yeah, it's very interesting. She talks with Olwen Hughes. She talks with some of the other biographers, including Anne Stevenson. She goes to the Lilly Library and looks at Plath's papers, and she comes down on a specific side. It's really sort of interesting how she works things out. But I may do a little bit longer of a discussion on this one. Not too long though, just like 10 minutes, because what she says about the nature of biography and biographers is just always very interesting. And Janet Malcolm is always sort of very meta about what she's doing, which always makes an extra interesting read. And again, this was published in 1994. So I think there have been two other what were considered definitive biographies of Sylvia Plath since then. I think it's only two. One, I believe, was published in the early 2000s, and then the most recent one was Red Comet, which I would like to read both of them and then think about all of them in the context of what Malcolm puts forward in this book. But if you're interested in Sylvia Plath, or you're just interested in the nature of biography, I highly recommend this one. So the other thing I have been working my way through, I've got less than 100 pages left, is Ship of Magic by Robin Hobb, the first book in the Live Ship Traders trilogy. I am in love with this book. This is so good. I can't wait to finish this trilogy, except I have a feeling it's going to be one of those that I don't want to end. But I will talk about it more in full when I get back, because it's worth talking about, it's worth discussing. And I think even if you read just this trilogy alone so far, from what I can tell, if you are somebody who likes literary fiction, deep literary fiction, character-driven fiction, then you're really, really going to like this if you don't want to commit to the entire Realm of the Elderling series. I think this is going to be the trilogy that would pique your interest. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so on the trip, I am planning to continue my reading. I am reading Why Karen Carpenter Matters for People April. And as it turns out, it will also work for another event that I'll talk about in a minute. And then I will be reading The Death of Vivek Oji for Trans Girl April. So I think I can get through both of those on vacation, especially because I tend to read a lot on the plane, but knock on wood, that works out. And then if I finish both of those books, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I thought about Say Nothing, picking up Say Nothing. Well, I have to pick it up. It's on my Kindle, about Say Nothing for, because I think that would also work for People April, and it's by Patrick Radden O'Keefe, or Keefe, author name there. I think that would work. If not, and then I may just decide to read something I want to read, which I really want to read Rodham by Curtis Sittenfeld, which I have had for a couple of years. And I want to read romantic comedy, but I already own Rodham and I want to read it anyway. So I feel like I can kind of keep myself from going out and buying a new Curtis Sittenfeld book by reading Rodham. But we'll see. I mean, who knows? I may go completely off the rails and end up reading something else altogether. We'll just have to see how it goes. So I also have been making my plans for May, which is unusual for me because I am not a TBR person. I am not. But there are a bunch of events coming up in May and in the spring that I kind of want to join, and I'm hoping to join. I'm not like totally firmly committed, except to, I think to two of them for sure I'll be committed, just because I've got some leeway and I really want to do them. And the first one is Spring Me a Melody, that's hosted by Gareth at Book Songs and Magic. And I'll put the link to his video in the description box below, but essentially it's any book about music that you want to read between now and the end of spring, so June 21st. So you've got lots of time to fit a book or two in about music, and it can be a novel, it can be nonfiction, a biography, it could be a book of songs, it could be a book about the history of music, it could be anything that you like. I have several music memoirs and some essays about music and things on my Kindle, so I've got plenty of things to choose from, and that'll help me, you know, take down that shelf to read count. And also I love to read books about music, so it's hardly a chore. So I will be doing that. The other one that I really am hoping to get to, and hang on, I've got my book here that I want to read for this one. that I started, and I want to finish this book. I'm not very far into it, but this is for Mental Health May, and that's hosted by Kim at Middle of the Book March and Marilyn at Marilyn Maya Mendoza. And for that one, I am planning to read Bessel van der Kolk's The Body Keeps the Score. I started reading this not very long ago, actually, and I had set it aside, I think because of the holidays. And I'm not very far into it, and this I really want to read. And so this is my book for Mental Health May. And then another one, there's so many events, and I'll put the links to all of these in the description box below. Springathon, which is hosted by Heidi at My Reading Life, Natalie, Curious Reader, and Doris at Aldi Books. I am hoping to join that one as well. I've got lots of books about nature that I want to read, and that one actually has prompts, and I don't remember what they are. Care, color, craft, and there's another prompt, but you don't have to use the prompts. And I've got lots of books to choose from. The two that I think I'm most interested in getting to, the first one is this one, which is called Waterlog by Roger Deacon. And it's, a swimmer's journey through Britain. So it's about all of the waterways in Britain. And it says, inspired by John Cheever's short story, The Swimmer, Roger Deacon set out to swim through the British Isles. The result is Waterlog, a uniquely personal view of an island race and a people with a deep affinity for water. From the sea, from rock pools, from rivers and streams, tarns, lakes, lochs, ponds, lidos, swimming pools and spas, from fens, dikes, moats, aqueducts, waterfalls, flooded quarries, even canals, Deacon gains a fascinating perspective on modern Britain, encompassing cultural history, autobiography, travel writing, and natural history. Waterlog is a personal journey, a bold assertion of the native swimmer's right to roam, and an unforgettable celebration of magic of water. I think this would be really good. A friend loaned this to me a while ago, and I need to read it. And this is the perfect opportunity, and it fits really well. The other book that I think I'm going to read is, The Genius of Birds by Jennifer Ackerman, because I love birds and I'm just really want to read that. I've had it on my Kindle way too long. I've got a couple of other titles in case either one of these don't work out, or I feel like maybe DNF, or I just can't get into it. And those are, I've got two books by Barry Lopez, Of Wolves and Men and Arctic Dreams. So any of those four may go. I won't be able to read all four because I don't read that quickly. So we'll see how that goes. And then the fourth, four events. The fourth event that I may try to join, and this is the only one that I'm not sure about yet, which is LMmontgomerMay, which is hosted by Deea at Novel Idea, Chelsea from Voyage of a Time Wanderer, Tiffany at Beautiful Minutia, Chantel at Chantel Reads All Day, and Courtney at Courtney Reads. And they are going to read one of L.M. Montgomery's lesser known novels that's in the public domain. Don't remember the title off the top of my head. Wait, hang on. I have it right here. I have it, I think. Kilmeny of the Orchard. Yes, that is the book. And then you have other additional prompts, like to read a short story, to read nonfiction about L.M. Montgomery or her time period, to read a poem or a book referenced in one of L.M. Montgomery's books. And then there are some other non-book prompts, like go on a picnic, read a poem aloud like Anne, share a stack of your favorite books on social media. We never do that. Bookish people don't do that. And then watch an L.M. Montgomery adaptation, such as The Road to Avonlea on Tiffany's Discord. Oh, they're going to do a group watch on Tiffany's Discord. So, so I think that I may dip into that, because also I got the Serial app because I heard Melinda at Web of Stories talking about this. And it is an app where you can read works that are in the public domain, and it sends you a little bit of those books at a time so that you can read them like a serial. So you're reading the little chunk every day. I think you can control the chunks that you get, how much, how often, that kind of thing. And that gives you an opportunity to read some classic works in a paced way, just on your phone. And so you can read them like when you're out and about if you don't have a book, or, you know, whatever. But that's very cool, and I learned about that from Melinda. So check that out if you haven't. I will leave a link or information about that in the description box as well. But I believe that Kilmeny of the Orchard is on the Serial app. I can't look right now because I'm using my phone to record this video. The app's on my phone. Oh well. Anyway. Yeah, so that's about it. That's all I got right now. So hope that you'll keep an eye out and check out my tag videos while I'm away. And I hope that you'll let me know if you are planning to participate in any of these spring events, or if there are other spring events. I think there's like, I think Misery May. I think Brian at Bookish Texan is one of the hosts of that. I'm not sure. He was talking about it. I'm sorry, Brian, if you're not actually a host. I don't mean to be putting stuff on your plate that's not supposed to be there. But I think there are probably even more events. But these are the only ones that I am doing, because yeah, only so many at a time. I think maybe in June I'm not going to do any events, and I'm just going to read just from my shelf to read. So yeah, I say that now, right? We'll see what happens. So yeah, let me know what you've got going on this weekend, what you're reading, what your plans are, and I look forward to hearing from you. And if you haven't already, I hope that you will subscribe and maybe give me a like, or hit the bell to be notified when I put up a video. And I wish you a good weekend, and take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.